Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we get into the latest. It's one video today, but it's a big one. We might be here for a while. I've got all the topics here at hand and I think I could easily talk for 45 minutes on all of this. There's a lot to cover, but I will be as quick as I can. We're going to get into all of it, but before we do not forget two things. Firstly, to make sure that you hit the subscribe button on here, hit the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. On top of that, smash the like if you enjoy, and go into the description and check out Shootout, where myself and George have put out our Premier League predictions for this weekend. And right now I'm flying in terms of points. I'm 10 points ahead of George on the predictions because that's how we roll over here, but you never know what can happen on the Premier League weekend. It might all come crumbling down. So make sure you go and check out the predictions and let us know yours in the comment section in that video below. Now, let's get cracking. Let's start off with the latest on topic number one, which is Cole Palmer. Got quite a bit about him today. Let's get into it. Some people at Chelsea, speaking anonymously, have already voiced the belief that Palmer is the player they thought they were getting when they signed Kai Havertz 3 years ago. This has come from The Athletic. Correctly so. Correctly so. Listen, Cole Palmer right now is an absolute gem. When I look at Chelsea play, even in moments where we're not playing well, I look and I just see Cole Palmer and he stands out. He just stands out because he does everything perfectly. He knows what he's doing. I know that I can, and not just me, I know all of you as well. When we see Cole Palmer play, I can just trust him. I know he's got the mental capacity to think. He's got the brain to get himself out of a situation, or he's found a solution. He knows what he's doing. He knows where he's moving. He doesn't give the ball up so easily. He gets his passes where he wants to get them to. He gets his shots off where he wants it. He does everything that he needs to do consistently. That's why he stands out. That's why every single game he's putting in a clinic. If only we had 11 Palmers, that would be great. But right now, he is standing out, and I think he deserves all the praise. We have more in relation to Cole Palmer, so here it is. Just on Cole Palmer, many at Chelsea believe he will become a key player for England and one of the best in the Premier League ever the coming years. Anytime I speak with someone about him, they talk about a very exciting talent with the footballing world at his feet. And I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't agree more. As I've said, Cole Palmer, this is consistent for club and country, by the way. But even for England under 21s, this is why I'm shocked Gareth Southgate's not called him up. And we're going to come to Southgate later on at the very end of this video. But when we're talking about the fact that he didn't consider to call him up, is absolutely mind-boggling. But he'll play under 21s and he'll play at Chelsea and he'll show his worth. And it's fair play to Cole Palmer because I love seeing him play. And I'm really, really happy we got him at Chelsea. I really, really am. Now, here's more. Some at Chelsea, speaking anonymously to protect relationships, have already voiced the belief that Cole Palmer is the player they thought they were getting when they signed Havertz 3 years ago. And on top of that, Pep Guardiola spoke today, saying, really pleased. One of the reasons he left was game time, and he's getting it. So congratulations to him. He's playing well, and all the best. Congratulations to Chelsea and him. And that was a picture of him and Pep Guardiola. So fair play. Fair play, Pep. On this, honestly, fair play, Pep. He couldn't have put it any better. He couldn't. He's not resentful. He's happy for him. I mean, if Chelsea were competing at the top of the league, I don't feel like Pep will say the same thing. But because we're so far behind, Pep can honestly come out and say this sort of thing, knowing that he can say that from his heart and it doesn't affect anything or anybody. And he's absolutely spot on. Cole Palmer wasn't getting game time. And you know what's crazy? Cole Palmer has already picked up more minutes in a Chelsea shirt, I think the Premier League, in a Chelsea shirt than he did in a Man City shirt. Already. He's only played how many games? We've played what? 11 games, I think? 12? 11? Somewhere there. 12, I think. So, but he's already played more. Unbelievable. So, Cole Palmer, listen, long may it continue, and I hope that we're going to see this boy absolutely explode into superstardom at Chelsea. Just keep doing what you're doing, because right now, I can't ask for more. From Cole Palmer, one of the very, very few that I can turn and say, I can't ask for more. You're doing everything that I expect, and you're doing everything that you can give. So keep it up. There we are. Keep it up. Now, we have news. We have news about a certain player that's not played and a certain player that Cole Palmer has come in to replace, right? Let's get into it. Pochettino has said Nkunku has told him that he wants to be ready for Newcastle on the 25th of November. And it's looking like it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said in an earlier video, it's looking like Nkunku is going to be ready for the Newcastle game. And I can't wait to see how this is going to play out. I really can't, because we've waited for Nkunku. We've waited a long time. He's coming back earlier than we thought. We were talking about late December, early Jan. He's shown up. November. We've literally just entered the month of November, and he's already literally on the brink of full recovery. And by the time we reach the end of the international break, he will be ready. So 1 month in advance, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But we've got more. It's not just him, it seems. It's looking like we're coming to an end of our injury galore. It's coming to an end. Here's more. Romeo Lavia is close and could return after the international break, according to Pochettino. And on top of that, Lavia's decided to post this. Look what he's put on his Insta. He's got football boots on. He's got football boots on. Alert. Red alert. Red alert, everyone. Let everyone and your neighbour know, right? Lavia's got football boots on. You know what that means. He's on grass. He's kicking a ball. He's kicking a ball. If he was just running, he'd have running shoes on. He's got football boots. That means he's on the training ground. He's kicking a football, which means he's basically on the brink of full training. So finally, we get to see Nkunku and Lavia properly. Finally, we're going to be getting some good depth. We're going to be getting good options. And I hope that these two can come in and just have a massive impact. Because if that's the case, it's going to blow everything wide open. So fingers crossed. Romeo Lavia, cannot wait to see him on top of seeing Nkunku as well. Now, Pochettino spoke about how he's going to approach the Man City game. And this, you see this, when I start hearing this, this is the sort of thing I hear and it makes me get on board. Yeah? I hear these sort of things and I go, okay, we're getting somewhere, right? Did the Tottenham win, or the win at Tottenham, not the Tottenham win, God forbid, did the win at Tottenham light a fire in Pochettino? Maybe. After his press conference today, you could argue that was the case. Here's what he had to say. Pochettino on whether Chelsea are underdogs against Manchester City. No, we're not underdogs. We're Chelsea. We can't go and say we're the victim on Sunday. We have to be the protagonists. You see, that's what I want to hear. Now, I'll be honest. I feel like as I'm completely out of focus, my goodness, and there we are. Look, Poch's words even got all my equipment shaking, right? That's how much impact it had. That's what I want to hear. When I come on here, I try to be as honest and transparent with you as possible, right? I don't try to bat away or shy away or try and create a false image or false picture. I like to be real. Okay, so when I'm feeling down, I'm feeling pessimistic, I will tell you and I will show you. When I'm feeling optimistic, I will tell you and I will show you, right? That's just because I feel like talking as fans between each other, we can be real with each other. But I've said this on All You Can Eat Chelsea. If I had the opportunity to go into the dressing room or to talk to players and to talk to, well, Poch, this is what Poch should be doing, and it's nice to see that he is. But I would be taking a different approach. I wouldn't be gunning everyone down and going, oh, man, you're rubbish, you're rubbish, you're rubbish. I would actually try and come up with a way of being able to motivate and get a fire lit in them, right? And when you instill a certain mentality, that comes with not giving up. Don't go out there and think you've lost. You need to go out there and believe you've won or believe you're going to win. They're not better than you. You're better than them. Like, even if you're struggling, you need to have that mindset. You have to, right? On an analytical perspective, where we can analyze, okay, for us it's different. Because I'm not going to bat away and shy away from the fact that we're 10th. We're not playing well. We come up against Man City. Let's be real. Who are the favourites? Come on. Of course it's City. But the players themselves, they need to, not us, they need to believe within themselves that they are the favourites. They're going to go and get the job done. They're going to be fully focused. They're going to not make silly mistakes. They're going to be fully concentrated and make sure that they are going to take the game by the balls, if you want to really go all the way in terms of the terminology, and really grasp it and control it and make sure that you are going to leave with 3 points. Simple. That's the players. They need to have that. So when I hear Poch talking in a certain way, that's what I expect to hear from him. When I hear pundits, I expect something else. People that analyze, I expect something else. But from the manager, who has the ability to control this situation and influence the players himself, this is what you want to hear. Now, he also spoke about Nicholas Jackson. And when I heard this, I was like, okay, now I'm starting to feel something. now I am. Here, let's get into it. Because I want to say this. People were like, oh, no, Jackson scored a hat-trick, get off his back, right? And I'm trying to get on his back, right? But I'm stating the obvious. He had a poor game. But towards the end, the opportunities arose and he got a hat-trick. And fair play for all that. But overall, in the whole context, it could have been a lot better in terms of Nicholas Jackson. And Poch has come out and said basically the same thing. Here it is. Pochettino on Jackson. It's easy to say, okay, he scored 3 goals. It's a process. He's still young, needs to improve. Okay, he scored 3 goals. He should have scored 6. Spot on. Spot on from Poch. Spot on. And there were people having a go at myself and others and all sorts, because it wasn't just me, let's be honest. Most people on here were saying the same thing. Fair play for the hat-trick. Fair play, we won 4-1. I understand we want to win by any means necessary, and on the day we will take it. However, when you're playing against 9 men, Tottenham, who are playing the highest line that we've ever seen, you would have to get an anti-drug squad to come and inspect and investigate to see how high Tottenham were. That's how high up the pitch they were, by the halfway line with 9 men, and we stayed for 25 minutes struggling to score. Come on. I understand, like, okay, we got to win by any means necessary, but that's taking the mick. You know, that's taking it too far. When I mean any means necessary, I mean that, okay, it means we might not have the ball, but we are in control of what we are doing and we are getting a result, no matter what. That's what I mean. But having to struggle against 9 men and then towards the end, it finally comes, right? As I said, we'll take the result, not a problem. I won't say no to a win. But come on. And Poch agrees with Jackson. Yes, he should have done more. Yes, he could have got more. Yes, it should have been even more. Without question. So I'm hoping, this is what I've said, this is going to be crazy because that performance and him getting a hat-trick in those circumstances is somehow, I think, going to be a catalyst for him to gain confidence and maybe start a running from now. It's possible. He might start picking up form. Because that's what a striker needs. A striker needs goals. Don't care how they come, but a striker needs goals. And when the goals come, hopefully form comes. And when form comes, goals come. And then it's a cycle. So let's hope that's the case. But Poch is absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. And he tends to agree with what we had to say. Now, we move I asked yesterday what's going to happen with Raheem Sterling about the projected missile back at the Tottenham fans, right? Well, we've got an answer, it seems. Here it is. Raheem Sterling faces no further action, having been investigated by the FA for allegedly throwing a missile into the crowd. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, FA. Good job, for once. We move on to the next topic. I would have been shocked if, as I said yesterday, if something had been done and he got banned or something, I would have kicked off. That would have been ridiculous. So good to see that they thought it the same way. Now, transfers, possible targets. Who could it be? Well, why not go for the very best, eh? Apparently we could, even though it looked like we were going to struggle to get Osimhen. But apparently we can get this guy. Check it out. Chelsea have a long-held ambition to bring the best players in the world to the club. Kylian Mbappe's age of 24 adds to the temptation as the Blues are keen to continue bringing in younger players on a long-term deal. I mean, it's funny how we've just made Mbappe sound like an academy player. Oh yeah, he's one for the future. Yeah, forget that he should be competing for the Ballon d'Or right about now. But here's Fraser Fletcher. New, who is in the race for Kylian Mbappe and who is likely to make an offer? And yeah, when you go into the article, it goes into the context of Chelsea are monitoring. Whether Chelsea are going to bid is a different story because it's Mbappe. There's the rumour that came out lately that apparently the whole Mbappe to Real Madrid thing is dead. I don't believe that. And this is why I've not spoken about it, because I've seen it and I've gone, it's too soon, too early, big conclusion. I think there's much more to the story and it's just being dismissed like it's a player that's just somehow avoided from the Championship to get to a Premier League team. It's basically like a non-story. Nah, this is Mbappe, this is Real Madrid. I feel like there's a lot more to come in that saga. But with Chelsea, the fact that he fits the bill perfectly in terms of an attacker, very versatile, one of the best players in the world, is 24, he's young, he's got all the attributes you need. What more do you want? It's Mbappe. You know, but he fits the age bracket that we're looking for. So technically, he comes into the mold of, you know, players that we want to build on for the future, even though he's accomplished what he's accomplished in the game. So it's unbelievable. Well, actually, on a trophy level, he's not actually accomplished. It's actually mad on a trophy level. He's actually not. I mean, yeah, he's got a World Cup. Fair enough. But French trophies, that's it. That's all he's got. He ain't got a Champions League. He ain't got a Premier League. He ain't got a Bundesliga. He ain't got a La Liga. He got nothing. You know? So he's got so much more to accomplish. Can Chelsea be the ones to tempt him? It all depends on the money, and right now, Champions League football is very important. Can you imagine Mbappe not playing in European competition? We can just forget about it. This is why we need to get to the Champions League again, man. Come on, this is getting ridiculous. Can we please qualify for the Champions League? Like, can we stop mucking around? Yeah? The joke's over. It was funny while it lasted. Ha ha, very funny. Can we now bring ourselves back to reality and go and qualify for the Champions League, please? Please. This should be a non-negotiable for us. It really should. But we are where we are, honestly. I'm hoping it's going to be okay in the end. Anyway, that's Mbappe. Let me know your thoughts down below. Emma Hayes. We spoke about it the last couple of days. She's spoken. She's clarified the situation. So you're going to hear it from the horse's mouth herself, right? Let's get into it. Here's Emma Hayes and what she had to say in relation to her departure. Emma Hayes confirms family reasons are at the heart of why she will leave. She will be involved in the succession planning. I want to maintain my own professionalism. I've got a team to focus on and games to win. I understand Chelsea. I know Chelsea. This is my club and will always be my club. For now, the focus is always on the game. We've had an unbelievable training session. Glad you had a great training session, Emma. As I said, when you hear her say these sort of things, it's going to be sad when she leaves, man. It's going to be sad. Tears will be shed. But, yeah, family reasons are that. And, yeah, I mean, she's got a young kid and it's... On that level, it's different. For a mother compared to a father, it's different. I feel like the father has a little more leeway to maybe be away and be grinding and working and getting, you know, providing. And the mother has that connection with the kid, man. It's mother and child. It's slightly different to father and child, even though that is very tight too. But mother and child is unique. And I feel like, yeah, family matters are key. And she wants to spend more time with her kids. And being manager of a national team allows that time to come in and for her to be at home more. And then I can understand. I can fully understand. Because club football is relentless. Club football is non-stop, except for when the season ends. You get maybe a month or two and then you're back to it again. It's relentless. So, yeah, I can completely understand. If that's the prime reason, I've got no issues. And fair play to Emma for that, because I can't blame her one bit. So that's Emma Hayes. Let us know your thoughts. Now let's move away before we wrap up in today's video, starting off at Manchester United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe remains on course to complete his 25% purchase of Manchester United. However, nothing will be announced on Monday. All focus on Sir Bobby Charlton's funeral. A chance it's agreed next week, but that's best case scenario. Sources indicate it could yet take another few weeks. He also went on to say, there will also be a gap between an announcement and completion. Ratcliffe hasn't yet done the owners and directors test, which can't come until later in the process. So that's already going to hold a lot of things up. But not just that, here's more. Latest on Manchester United, deal set for completion in coming weeks, but no announcement on Monday. Next week termed technically feasible, but best case and unlikely scenario. Ratcliffe's long-term investment plans are significant, $300 million, only an initial amount from personal funds. Man, that is a very interesting topic too. There won't be new debt, and he's looking to invest $2 billion eventually into Manchester United. So that's something, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. So this season, basically, for Manchester United, is a write-off. It's a write-off. They're screwed. At this point, they're screwed. There's going to be no significant change for the next coming weeks. We're talking weeks. This could go into late December, January. And then he's got to pass the owner and directors test. It's just, yeah. But by the time you pass Christmas and then you start looking towards the end of the season, then he comes in. Look, this season's a write-off for Manchester United. And if they're clever, if they're wise, they should start planning for next season from now. Because this season, as I've said, is a write-off. And if it's a write-off, so start getting ready for next year. Get things in place for you to get back to the top and start preparing from now. So that's Manchester United, it seems. Now, move over to Tottenham. It turns out that that game was one for the history books, it seems. It also seems like the injuries that were sustained were one for a very long time. And it seems like the players out are going to be out, one in particular, for a significant amount of time. I hope you see what I did there. That was one for you. I should do stand-up. Let's get into the latest on Tottenham and their injuries. James Maddison is expected to be sidelined for 1 to 3 months due to an ankle injury. Player has been withdrawn from the England squad. This came from Purple Panel, and fair play, because it seemed like they got the exclusive. It was literally an hour and a half later, it come out and Ange Postecoglou confirmed that James Maddison and Mickey van der Ven will be out until January with their injuries. It's a big blow for Spurs. Both are vital players this season. It really is a big blow. I expected this for Van der Ven. You could see his hamstring fell off his leg. The way that he fell over and the way he couldn't even walk, that means the muscle has literally fallen off the bone. Like, he is in big trouble. Big trouble. Maddison, I didn't think was that bad. I thought maybe he twisted his ankle. Maybe 2 weeks. Out till January. That's significant damage. It's November. So he's out for what, 6-7 weeks? With an ankle problem. What did you do to your ankle? Is there ligament damage there? Is there, I don't know, a slight rupture? Like, what's going on? Crazy. So big blow for Tottenham. They need those sort of players. And when you turn to the bench at Tottenham, it's not very stable. And it goes back to the Tottenham of last season, if anything. So Tottenham, I think your time at the top is over. Your time in the sun has come to an end. Your 15 minutes of fame are up. You're going back down.
And it's crazy that Chelsea might have been the catalyst for that, eh? You couldn't write it, could you? Anyway, that's Tottenham. Let me know your thoughts down below. And we wrap up with Manchester United and the latest over there with a couple of their players. Anthony, Jadon Sancho and Anthony Martial are in line to be sold in January by Manchester United. This is crazy. Look, Martial, I understand. Sancho, I fully understand. I think he wants to leave. Anthony, 85 million just down the drain. And who bought Anthony? Ten Hag! That's what's crazy. This is what's mad. Anthony is a shocking footballer, by the way. If he's worth 85 million, I know players from the ends that are 250 million. Simple. Easy. I know ballers that should be playing at Real Madrid if this guy's playing at Manchester United. You know, it's unbelievable. Anthony, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know the guy personally, of course, but I'm talking professionally. As a footballer, arrogant, thinks he's better than he is, does way too much, takes things in a very nonchalant way, doesn't seem like he cares enough, and just in his head, I feel like he thinks he's Messi, when in reality, you are... I don't even want to insult like Jemba or I don't know. Who's a mediocre winger from the past? No, wingers back in the day were all good. You know, I can't think of one bad winger. You know, when I got wingers that come to mind, even wingers like Sean Wright-Phillips, right? But they were appreciated. They knew their worth and they done their job and they got on with it and it was fair enough. They weren't the best, but they got a job done. You know, this guy is just a shambles. Absolute shambles. So let me know your thoughts on Anthony. Much appreciated. And to wrap up, we're going to end with, like I said earlier on, Southgate. What did he decide to do? Well, let's get into it. Gareth Southgate is under fire from fans after admitting he may have to think about places for players who have not made the squad, i.e. Chelsea defender Reece James and those who aren't playing regularly like Arsenal keeper Aaron Ramsdale. However, Calvin Phillips and Harry Maguire have continued to hold their places in the England camp despite long periods of not playing. This guy just doesn't get it. Listen, with Harry Maguire, even Harry Maguire, and I think like Harry Maguire is shocking, but at least lately, from the last international break until now, he's been playing. At least. Not playing well, but at least he's playing. Calvin Phillips, you know, he gets called up. How? And Cole Palmer gets left on the bench. Reece James doesn't get called up because he's been injured. Fair enough. But use that logic with other players who haven't been playing. It's actually quite incredible. You know, or players that are just shocking, but because of the names on their back, they get selected. Whereas proper ballers that have been playing well get left at home because of those sort of players. He calls up Maddison to the squad knowing that he got injured and he's got a significant injury and he's not going to be playing for a very long time. He still called him to the England squad. What? Knowing that, yeah, he's going to withdraw. Now he's withdrawn, they're looking to get a replacement in. It might be James Ward-Prowse. But that's another example. Ward-Prowse gets left out. Calvin Phillips gets in. I don't understand. I'm going to end it there. Gareth Southgate blows my mind. Like I said yesterday, he fails to cease to amaze me. Really does. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated on everything that I've discussed. And I will see all of you tomorrow as we get into the preview for Chelsea versus Man City. So be there. Make sure you're there tomorrow. Much appreciated. And to be there for that, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. And don't forget to check out the socials. They are on screen and in the description for you. All of the socials are there. Have a look. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for the long-awaited preview, Chelsea Man City. I'll see you then. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care and peace.